Hello America, I'm Barack Obama, and I'm here today to talk to you about the centerpiece of my energy policy, nuclear power. Now, there are those who say generating toxic radioactive waste like plutonium, that's so deadly, 5 grams of it puts out enough radioactivity to kill 20 million people. There's some who say generating waste like that is somehow wrong or immoral. Well, I say, don't think of it as wrong. Just think of it as something we do. Because you see, it's not what's best for the human race for the next 20,000 years. It's about what's best for me for the next 3 years. Because I am the embodiment of hope. And hope wants to get reelected. I want 2 terms. Not 1, but 2. So, how am I going to get reelected? I'm going to need millions of dollars. Am I going to collect it from poor, unemployed people who lost their homes because their mortgages have been foreclosed on? I don't think so. I'm going to get it from millionaires and billionaires. And how do I know they're going to be millionaires and billionaires? Because I'm going to give them millions and billions of your tax dollars. For example, down in Georgia, now I know I said on the campaign trail that I would go to nuclear power last. That I'd try wind power, I'd do solar power, and I would only do nuclear power after we solved the nuclear waste problem. Well, I lied. I'm a politician. That's what I do. Oh, and on that waste thing, I have created a hand-picked panel of experts who are going to say that even though all the federal studies have shown Yucca Mountain is full of cracks, full of underground rivers, full of holes, and if we put our waste there, it's going to leak like a sieve and contaminate the whole area in Nevada. Well, I'm here to tell you today, I've picked a panel that's going to say that's okay. Say it with me now. That's okay. That's okay. See, don't you feel better? So, I'm going to need millions of dollars in 2012. And how am I going to get them? Well, I'll tell you. I announced last month that we're going to do billions of dollars in loan guarantees for 2 new nuclear plants in Georgia. But what I didn't tell you is that the federal government is also going to make the loans. That's right. Through the Federal Finance Bank, which is funded with your tax dollars. So what we're going to do is we're going to guarantee the loans made with your tax dollars, so that if and when Southern Energy defaults on the loans, which they probably will, then you, the taxpayer, will pay back you, the taxpayer, and my friends at Southern Energy will bring in billions of dollars, of which they will give millions to me. And that's how I'm going to make my millions to get elected in 2012 and have a nice retirement after 2016. Now, behind me, you can see Davis-Besse nuclear power plant. Now, a few years back, Davis-Besse had a little accident. Boric acid ate a big hole in the top of the reactor head. Nearly blew up. We nearly lost Ohio. Then again, in 2009, coolant water pipe burst. Sprayed water all over the place. Again, we almost lost Ohio. But that's just Ohio. We have 49 perfectly good other states. And even though Ohio went to me in 2008, it could just as easily go to the other guy in 2012. Because you see, it's not about the left, whether they're right about something, or about the right, whether they're correct about something. It's about the middle. Because if I always stay firmly in the middle, then both sides have to say, it could be worse. And that's my secret for victory in 2012. For example, there's just a study released by Joseph Mangano in the International Journal of Health Services shows thyroid cancer rates double in communities that put up nuclear power plants. Now, I believe in a person's right to work, but I don't believe in the right to life. So, you're going to have to accept that some of you are going to have to die horrible, lingering deaths from cancer so that others of you can have some jobs. Now, speaking of jobs, let's compare wind power and nuclear power. Wind power, turbine goes up less than a month. It's fully automated, computer controlled, has a runtime of over 99%. You just put them up, forget about them, and they run, generating power for 30 years with only annual maintenance. Now, nuke plant. The only 2 nuclear power plants in the world, like the ones I want to build in Georgia, are over in Europe right now. They're under construction. They're 5 years and $50 billion over budget. Now there's some jobs. And think about it. You got your feather bedding, you got your phantom jobs, you got your phone-in jobs, you got your contractor fraud. Wind turbines just don't give enough opportunity for waste, fraud, and abuse. Nuclear power, you can have tons of jobs and waste and fraud and abuse. And you can get in on that too. There are literally hundreds of former environmentalists that are now employed as spokespeople for the nuclear power industry. They get to wear nice suits. They get to drive nice cars. And they don't have to worry about begging for donations from a bunch of poor people. Now you think about that. So, in conclusion, nuclear power is expensive, it's dirty, and it's dangerous, and that's why it's the centerpiece of my energy policy. Oh, and one more thing. I look at my daughters, my beautiful daughters, Malia and Sasha, and I think about them growing up in the shadow of nuclear power plants. And then I realize, after I'm done being president, we'll move to Hawaii or some Caribbean island where they've never heard of nuclear power. And if you say to me, Brock, you can't just dump billions of dollars of bad debt, tons of nuclear waste, growing cancer rates, you can't just dump all that on the U.S. and move off to some Caribbean island, I'd say to you, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Thank you, America, and good night.